Today I'm going to be doing some sifting, and I'm digging over here in these old wood chips, and as you can see, I don't know if this will show up on the video, but see all that white mycelium? That's a very, very good sign. Ooh. All right, we got about a wheelbarrow full here, and I've been switching back from the area with all the mycelium over into the road here. And this is one reason I call my place minimal dig, because I do need to move soil once in a while around to different areas, but someday that could end. And this wheelbarrow is one of the big and like industrial contractor size. I'm guessing it would probably be between maybe 50 gallons, maybe 60 gallons. If you went to town to go buy this, take your pocketbook. This stuff is really nice. Really, really nice. I mean, I can plant straight into that. If I've even seeded in it, it's a little bit rough seeding into it, but it's just really, really lovely product. So this is what I'm building. I'm gonna transplant my lemons today and a couple of other things into the 20-gallon pots. So you figure if I put some native soil in the bottom of the pot and then top this off, this is only enough for 3 pots. Isn't that scary to think that maybe four, I don't know. I don't do math or calculations on video. It gets me in trouble every time. All I know is I don't have to go to town. Okay, today what we're doing is we're getting rid of some of our house garbage. Eggshells. You know, a lot of people say don't put oil. I try not to put oil or meat into my garden, but it can go into a compost pile. And if it sits long enough, it'll all go back to where it was once before. But I do put a lot of citrus peels and all that kind of stuff. I don't sweat that stuff too much. So anyways, there's ooh, actually it doesn't. It smells like future garden food.
Hey, what's that guy doing putting that garbage in his garden?
All right, back to the serious business. I dug this little trench, and I'm gonna put that stuff in there and let it rot down. Now it is a couple feet from any food that I'm growing right now, and someday I may dig this up and flip it over into the beds, and then again I may just let it sit. It just depends on how well all this garden comes together and how desperate I get. I'm trying to build the soil everywhere, then that way I don't have to move soil here and there and everywhere. Okay, I actually had to dig this a little bit farther up. There was more in there than I thought. I don't want to get it too thick, so I just want a nice little layer in there. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, what's that guy do? Only eat oranges and eggs? But and avocados? Actually, I eat a lot of greens, but all that stuff goes to the chickens. This is just stuff that I don't normally just throw into the chicken coop, like onions. And I don't give them the egg shells because I don't want them to get the taste of that. I buy oyster shells instead. I've had in the past chickens that like to eat eggs once they get the taste of it. So, and then I'll rinse this out and let it sit in the sun for a day or two, and that'll clean that up. And then I always put a little bit of sawdust in the bottom before I start adding. That way if there's any juices or anything like that that get down there, it kind of soaks it up. So here we go. We'll see. This is like a savings account right here. I'm burying this stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to cash it in someday. Okay, there you go. Can't even tell I did anything, can you? So this is great. So sometimes I used to do this with fish carcasses, and you got to be careful. I can only do that in the wintertime when there's a lot of rain. Otherwise, all my little fun night critters come out and dig them up and leave me smelly fish around. So what I do is I have like a piece of plywood or something like that, or even that plexiglass. I'll lay that down over it, and that usually prevents them. And then water in a little bit and give it a couple days, and then don't get any of the juices or anything like that on the top of the soil, because if they smell that, they'll go a digging. So this is actually the ultimate sweeping your garbage underneath the rug.